Well done Ukraine, Putin shocked to humiliating defeat as £38 million fighter jet was destroyed. Zelensky and his army defend their homeland and the Russian army fights for Putin's war crimes. A huge shock for Putin as his attacks on Ukraine are defeated. Recently, a new humiliation for Russia came when the Ukrainian military released images of a £38 million fighter jet that the country claimed was completely destroyed. When the Sukhoi 35 crashed in the middle of a field, it was allowed to burst into flames and deform in the debris field. 19 Russian jets have been destroyed by Ukrainian defense forces since the start of the Russian-led invasion of Ukraine 5 weeks ago. And this is seen as Putin's retribution for his crimes. The Russian army was really bewildered and panicked when the operations in this war all failed. Many soldiers were no longer able to return to their families. On the other hand, those pictures look so realistic, it proves Putin's army has failed. There are many large metal objects such as engines or landing gear that have been hit by the missile and it is not intact. If you think World War II aviation archaeologists had to dig at least 30 feet deep to unearth a destroyed Hurricane or fire, and that's usually a metal sphere. The details mentioned are more and more detailed and clear the catastrophic failure of this unjust war. Meanwhile, there is some error in the thinking of the Russians that they can withdraw from the Kiev area, while fighting heavily, and mobilize a large force around the outer edge of Ukraine while reorganizing. Re-equip, resupply and rest a substantial military force and once again throw these forces into heavy combat. Seems like another recipe for disaster. A news channel on Twitter announced the downing of the plane. Vicegrad24 said, Ukrainian military completely destroyed a Russian Su-35 fighter jet in Izium, near Kharkiv. Ukrainian authorities say that they have attacked and destroyed 2 planes and a helicopter in the last 24 hours. Izium is the next big battle. Both Ukrainian and Russian forces are moving there. Before that, a lot of land was recaptured north of Kiev, except that some land was trapped. It was hoped that some destroyed or abandoned military hardware could be started. It seems that the land where the convoy was stuck is now in Ukrainian hands. Are there abandoned bombs and bullets that might be useful to the Ukrainians still there? If this is a level of defiance relatively early in the conflict, it's not hard to imagine Russia adopting a similar tactic to weed out many Ukrainian speakers in the Donbass region in support of their crazy narrative. But there is the same sinking feeling that the UN will sit down again while Russia causes another tragedy like Srebrenica. Thank you for watching our videos. Please subscribe and ring the bell to receive notifications as soon as possible.